Now, guys, let's get into the first topic, which is Ryan Garcia. So, as everybody kind of knows already what's been going on with this whole Ryan Garcia thing, for those who don't know, he's just been recently coming out on a rant, talking about a lot of the crazy things that are going on behind the scenes in the industry. He's talking about things such as child sacrifice, about secret societies, about rituals that they're doing. And it has everybody kind of questioning what's going on. Is this guy really exposing things? Is he a mole, a person working for the enemy who's trying to cause confusion? Because we know now that we're in that age of deception. And a lot of the people who are claiming to be truthers now in this movement, they're really not truthers. They're like agents for the enemy and distorting the truth and putting out lies and adding small truth to it so that they can confuse everybody. So this is the question that everybody's been asking about Ryan Garcia. Now with me, we have to test these things. So sometimes we can't just jump off in the beginning and just start being like yes or no. We have to test things and give it time to see what's going on. When I heard him coming out with these things, the stuff he was saying was crazy. And the stuff he's saying is true. You know what I mean? Talking about child sacrifices. He's talking about kids getting raped. He's talking about the elites taking people to Bohemian Grove, which is true. And this stuff's been around since the 1600s. For those who don't know what the Bohemian Grove is, it's a place where the elite meet. It's a place in California. So they do like this retreat every year, the people in high positions where they go over there. They start doing all these satanic rituals. They worship this big statue owl.
Who was the guy that blew the lid off of that?
That was Alex Jones.
So we could look up an Alex Jones video.
Right. Alex Jones, right. So he went there, Alex Jones, years ago, and basically exposed it, had a video of what was going on.
Pictures and all that, right?
Doesn't Ryan Garcia like how come he just said Alex Jones, how come Alex Jones ain't hitting me?
Right.
Because when he started blowing it up, he was like looking for some kind. I think when it was happening, I felt like he was like looking for some kind of support from somebody he knows that knows that area, you know what I'm saying? That knows that kind of thing, because what was really being said about him, like we're Christians, so we're looking at all that, but what really people were like, dude is bugging out. They're saying he's going crazy, he's having a breakdown.
So in terms of Ryan Garcia, right? This guy's a famous boxer.
Yeah.
Right? So, and just how famous of a boxer is he?
He's one of the big names. Yeah. Not that he's one of the best boxers, but he's one of the most influential and big names, because what he did, he came in with the social media following, millions of social media followers. He's a young kid, looks like a model. You wouldn't even know this dude was a fighter if you didn't know nothing. So he has that younger demographic to him, which puts him on a plateau in a boxing ring, because he brings that money in. He brings casuals in. He brings kids who really don't know about the boxing game, but they follow him, so now they're entertained. With that comes money, so the sport loves him.
He's like the equal to like a Jake Paul in that area of popularity, but he's really a boxer.
He's really a boxer.
He really did that, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But but like you were saying, I think the fact that he's young, you know what I mean? He claims to be a believer, but he's all over the place. Anybody that pays attention knows that he's like always cursing, he's smoking weed. And, you know what I'm saying? He's real loose, but he's a kid. You know what I mean? And if you he's been claiming Jesus Christ for like 2-3 years, maybe
something like that, right?
Right. So like I was telling D, bro, I was like, honestly, what I see a kid, like a young kid who has received a lot of information and don't know how to deal with it. He don't have no real discernment when it comes to the way to deliver this information either. That's the thing. So he looks crazy. He's like coming out and everything. And like when I first saw it, I'm like, yo, this kid is like crying out for help. We know that he's saying the truth. Everything this kid is saying, we know. We've talked about this already. So I'm like, yo, but his delivery it sounds crazy. You know what I mean? And now it looks like he's backtracking from his statements. Not backtracking, but like pretty much just saying, I'm not gonna talk about it no more. He mentioned that they threatened his family. You know what I'm saying? He mentioned that he's under pressure. They took away his phone. He said that they blocked off all his banking. You know what I'm saying? He can't get none of his bread. They try to put him in jail. I don't know. You know, again, we don't know how true all this is.
When we say the reason I'm pointing at you, because I know that you know, like in the industry, when people reach a certain position of fame or position in their career, they get approached or the industry pushes them in a particular regard,
Absolutely.
and then you know, like this step-by-step thing.
Right. So for anybody who doesn't know, like when you become famous on a certain level and you start to make this certain amount of money, you start to reach a different plateau. At the end of the day, there's people that are in control of everything. That when you get there, it's time to pay up now. Now, when we start to look at contracts, and people always use the word selling their soul, there's a lot, you could put it into different categories. There's people who sell their soul outright, like they'll sign whatever, I'll do whatever. Then you got people who are naturally talented and they make it to that plateau, then they get met by these secret societies. The elites is what they call them. People who are in charge of all these things. Like, don't matter how talented you are, you're not gonna get far unless they let you get that far. And this is what people don't understand. Then you got the people who are just like straight up, I'll do whatever for the money, I don't care. So when it comes to Ryan Garcia, what I truly believe happened, like we gotta go back now. About 2 years ago, was it? He started to have problems, started to complain about mental illness. He pulled out, he was gone for like about 1.5 years, 2 years. I believe that's when everything started.
And this is after he was claiming Jesus, right?
Around the time, a little after, around the time.
Yeah, I say it like a little after that, because I remember noting like, oh, dude's claiming Christ.
Right.
And then I remember when they were saying he's having a breakdown.
Right.
And he had to take a step back from boxing.
For boxing, right. So, and if you look at it, that's the same pattern that goes on in the music industry, in Hollywood, boxing, all sports. It's like everybody's on top, then out of nowhere, it's like they're having mental breakdowns all of a sudden. Then they disappear for a little while. Either they go to jail, they go to a psychic ward, they come out looking different, acting different. So what I believe happened to Ryan,
Similar to Kanye, right?
The Kanye effect,
Kanye, yeah.
the Britney Spears effect. You know what I'm saying?
To Eminem.
The Eminem effect, the Dave Chappelle, the
right, all the
all of them.
comedians, Martin,
all of them.
Yeah.
You feel me? So
The reason why I say Kanye was because of Jesus, pretty much.
Right.
That's my thing.
No
That's
doubt,
the thing
no
that
doubt.
separates
Yeah,
them
yeah,
from
from
everybody else.
right,
Like, they
Jesus
claim
stuff.
to know Jesus, and then all of a sudden, things start getting a little nutty.
now, then we have those people who, like, I'm down with it, but they don't know how deep and dark it gets. So in the beginning, you're cool. You're cool with throwing up your little signs or doing little stupid stuff because you're chilling. You feel like I got a good backing. I'm making all this money. I'm good. But when you get to that next level, you start to see the dark demonic things that are going on. When it's like they require you to shed blood.
Right.
They require you to do humiliation rituals. They require you to do all types of different rituals.
See, and I know that the method of handling is the deception.
Right.
Right? Because if they're trying to keep certain things secret from you, the way that they're going to go about introducing this thing to you is by like not allowing that fighter that you're trying to get to sign a contract with you.
Right.
And they kind of stump your career at this particular point. Or like you're trying to get a certain play on the radio and they're keeping DJs from putting your stuff on the radio waves.
Right.
Or from certain big labels from even offering you a contract to sign with. So I think it's interesting in that regard to see it in the boxing realm. We know how these games are played.
Yeah, it goes on everywhere.
Promoters, it all has the same
They're
thing.
just not gonna sign that fight for you, or not give you what it is that you're looking for to come up in that regard because you're not signed in with them.
Exactly, bro. Because what you don't understand is when you give your allegiance to Satan, they own you now. Like all that money you made, they're like, bro, the only reason you got this big is because we let you get that big. That's why, like, even Ryan Garcia and people in the past are like, bro, they locking me out my bank account. They're locking me out of this. I can't do that.
And then again, it's for some of them that don't know that they're even involved in that just yet.
They haven't got there yet.
Right. There's some guys who know, like, man, this industry is Satan's industry.
Right.
But on the people just walking in, they're not being so direct, you could say, in that regard.
I feel like I feel like the Ryan Garcia thing is like he's right in the middle of that. He's right in the middle. Like he doesn't fully understand. He's starting to witness certain things. He's starting to feel like, yo, I believe in Jesus. I'm seeing this stuff that I know is like I'm far left from that.
Yeah.
And I feel like I need to expose it. Like it's the most important thing in his life. But then other things start happening.
Yeah, because then you have...
They start threatening his family. They start threatening your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Which we don't know what that lifestyle is like. The old boy got millions. You know what I'm saying? We don't know nothing about that. But like, I can see how somebody, and like I said, he's 25, 24 years old. Yeah. He's a kid, man.
Like some people may ask, was Ryan Garcia groomed? Is because we know, like we talked about, we're in that age of deception now where the Cat Williams effect. We'll talk about that later. But the Cat Williams effect is now we're in this time where everybody's supposedly coming out and exposing everything all of a sudden. But it's just like when Trump came out, he's the savior. QAnon, it's like they're the savior. You got these people dropping movies about child trafficking now, and like everybody's starting to be hip to these things now.
Right.
But this is what we call COs, controlled opposition. And these people get deceived by them because they give you a little bit of truth and everybody jumps on it.
Right.
But that's what they're doing on purpose, because they give you just enough truth to bait you in so that they can fill you in with the lies. You know what I mean?
Right, because they see that it's going that is going that way anyway. So they're like, we're going to control the narrative.
Yeah.
We're not going to allow these people who are free thinkers to control that.
Right.
What we're going to do is we're going to blend ourselves with them.
Right.
And then we'll be the ones that are giving this information, and we'll control that.
Right.
And the controlled op is saying, I believe in Jesus.
Right.
But look at how I behave.
Right.
Look at how I live. Look at my
Exactly.
lifestyle.
Exactly.
And then providing this false perception of Christianity right to the rest of the world.
Right. And that's like with the Ryan Garcia thing. Like, I'm kind of torn in the middle because I understand how the enemy works, so I don't just jump on it.
Right.
But like the stuff he was coming out, like a lot of stuff he was talking about, and I'll just read some of them real quick, just so we can. This all started with Ryan Garcia. I guess somebody hacked into his Instagram page, and they put March 3rd, Sunday, 2024. We slit Ryan Garcia's throat and throw him in a basket. Nobody will find him. And they start writing some gibberish, like some tongue stuff. Then on the bottom it says, "We got him, boys. Ryan Garcia, R.I.P. B.I.T.C.H." And then it says 666. So that's where everything started. So people are like, what the heck is going on? You know, after that, everybody's kind of worried. So he comes out and does a video like June spoke about before. He's like, listen, guys, I'm okay. I'm not dead. I still believe in Jesus. They're threatening to throw me in jail. I can't get to my money. They hacked my Instagram. All my accounts are locked. So we're like, whoa, it looks like, and that video looked genuine. You understand? But still, it's like we still got to be mindful of these things.
This is where discernment or deception comes into play.
Right.
Because, again, like, dude's joint got hacked. Did it? Do we know that for a fact? We don't know.
No.
Right? And then, like, right after that, he's coming on. He's telling people, like, he's like, oh, snap, it might have gone. Like, it could. I'm just saying it could be this.
Right.
Like, yo, it went a little too far.
Right.
Let me clean it up before it gets crazy. My people were worried, my family, my mom.
Right.
So, you know, it could be that. Or, like I said before, like, who knows exactly what's going on,
People
bro?
could be playing the game with his mind, right?
Not only that,
That's another
let's be
thing. I'm
clear.
glad you stay on that.
Yeah.
Let's be clear. This boy just signed probably the biggest fight of his life. So, like, it's not like she's not talking about the fight, but this is bringing a lot of attention to him.
Right.
So,
Well, that Tank Davis fight was what got him in position right there. I believe.
Yeah, but
that
this
was
fight
this is going to be
it's
something different,
bro.
right?
It is.
So when you say Jay about
boxing.
the mind thing, then that's where we have to start talking about MK Ultra, mind control.
Well, even, I mean, think about it, right? If I know that we just signed a contract to fight, and I'm not saying that the other fighter is the one starting this trouble or whatever, but, you know, we think about how someone could be trying to scare him to keep his mind messed up so that he's not going to enter into this fight with all his wits.
Right.
And on top of that, again, you know, since he had the breakdown 2 years ago, right, or whenever that started, the path that he's been on, and he's a public figure, so he puts all his emotions out there on the table, and people are just messing with him to a certain regard. But then there's also, you know, the MK Ultra.
Yeah, so it's like the we spoke about the Kanye stuff. Like 1 minute he's exposed and going crazy, where he's saying some truth. Like Ryan Garcia, the stuff that he was saying was some wild stuff that we know is true. You know, like when people usually expose things, like I say him and Kanye take it that far, where we'd be like, yo, they're going in like that. They gotta be truth. They're probably wrestling with this stuff. Like they're really trying to break free from that MK Ultra. And I believe that could be what's happening with Ryan. But the thing is, like we talked about before, he's supposed to be this representative of Christ, and he's over here talking stuff. Oh, I know so much stuff. I'm gonna expose everything. He went on a call with Andrew Tate, started saying, "Oh, Walt Disney, they groom kids. They're doing rituals, raping kids." He said they had me in the woods. They kidnapped me, had me in the woods, and made me watch them rape kids. Then I'm like. Then he's saying he got everything on camera on his phone. So stuff's not making sense. How do they kidnap you, take you in the woods, make you watch this, but then you get away with footage on your phone?
Still let you have
Stuff
your
is
phone,
not
right?
stuff is not adding up.
Yeah.
And then he says, "Oh, he's like, oh, can nobody touch me because I follow Christ and I'm going to be protected." But then he goes to say, "Oh, Christ, God made me summon demons."
I conjured up. No, I don't even want to tell you. No, this is deep. God asked me to do this. I'm gonna just do it. I conjured up demons. I did.
To basically go have the demons go tell the elite that they're screwed. It's like God would never have you do that.
Right.
You know? So it's like there's a lot more in between that. We don't have enough time to touch on everything, but he's saying crazy things.
Yeah, and he's twisting God, twisting the scriptures, twisting the faith, and making people think this thing is okay.
To end that Ryan Garcia thing, he put out his last video after all this, and basically this video looked like it was crazy. Like they were making him do it. First of all, he had a crown of thorns on his head. Then he's saying, all right, guys, I know you guys been seeing what's been going on the last couple of days, what I'm saying. I'm not going to be talking about anything except for boxing and my fighting. That's it. But it looked like he was reading a script, and he had the crown of thorns. It's like a mockery. It's like he folded. Like he folded, like he's like, I got to get down. So if we see Ryan Garcia not mention this stuff anymore, we see his fight continues to go. His fight with Devin Haney happens. It's all a big success. We either know it's one of two things. He either got down, or it's not really him, or it's MK Ultra, and he's just being controlled. You know what I mean? Before we go that, because one of the things he said before that, he goes, they said that they're gonna make a mockery of me. They're gonna have me on a cross in front of everybody and display what it is that they're gonna do to me. So people are saying when they seen that video of him with the crown of thorns, that's a display of mockery of what they're doing to him.
Okay. Right.
But anyway,
Yeah.
back to the Cat Williams.
That was good actually.
Yeah.
I thought about some of that stuff, but like a lot of that, I didn't know that he was gonna say that. But anyway, you know, at the end of the day, let's pray for that brother.
Yeah.
Let's pray for that whole situation. You know what I'm saying?
Be aware though, because if he is controlled opposition, don't get all up in your feelings and following everything, bro. So just keep
listen,
that in prayer.
follow Christ, man.
Right.
Follow the word.
Then we think about, again, the video that we see with this kid's face, right? Is that video doctored?
You know what's crazy?
It's hard to tell now.
That's been. You talking about the Ryan Garcia?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that last video. Everybody was saying that if you look at the video, it looks like AI. Like it doesn't even look like him.
his
Like,
face
His eyes
like,
looks real like
put on
right.
like real lazy with it.
Exactly.
right. So
Who knows,
We
man?
don't know if the video's real.
Right.
If dude is a clone.
Right.
Because they're doing that now.
or under heavy MK Ultra, one of them.
Yo,
So
It's crazy.
go ahead.
Discernment or Deception, man.
Discernment or
It's one of
Deception.
those things. It's a perfect way. It's actually turned out real well because, again, it's one of those things where there's a lot of question marks, you know what I mean? And we got to use a lot of discernment.